318 V8 engine Mopar here. It's out of a 74 Duster. Before we took the engine out of the car, it actually had a really bad bottom end knock, so from crank piston area, and it was coming from the rear left side of the engine, so this side over here. We're not actually sure what's going on with the car, so we're going to rip apart the engine, we're going to find out what's going on inside. Good old cork gaskets. This is our camshaft. At first glance, everything looks good. Everything looks normal. You can see all of these cam lobes without taking the camshaft out. But once you take the camshaft out, it reveals this last lobe. If you look closely, it's got quite a bit of a taper on it. You can see that edge is really tapered off. Ground right on the corners there. And that is because we had too short of a push rod actually on that valve, and the hydraulic lifter had been replaced. It was a little different than the rest of the lifters. These are the push rods out of it. So all of them were the same as this black one, and the front number 1 cylinder had this silver push rod in it. And you can see here, all of the original black ones are a lot longer. So that clearance wasn't really taken up enough by the valve lash adjuster, and it just basically beat the shit out of it. So we think this is the actual leading suspect in the case of the broken knocking 318. So actually we took this apart. We noticed we had a bunch of actually RTV sealant in the pickup, and the pickup's kind of smashed in a little bit here. It's not really looking great. But once we removed the actual cover, we noticed there was some really heavy scoring in this cover. And that actually is an indication that that pump was failing. And if we reference the diagrams that we found for this oil pump, and there actually should be a seal between here and here, but there actually wasn't. So we found that to be an issue. So we think that because of these seals not being there, this actually caused the low oil pressure, which then starved the camshaft first according to the oil circuit, and it would have starved the back of the camshaft first because oil pressure is directed through the front of the camshaft from the pump first, and then the gravity bleeds down onto the crank main bearings.
Hey guys, Giuseppe here from EDT. I just want to talk about the motor mounts that we found off the 318. We personally think that the main knocking noise was coming from the motor mount. We noticed on the one that doesn't rock, which is the driver's side one, on the inside here, you can see that it is a spot welded on both ends, right there, and further back there, on both sides. This one here does not have a weld anywhere, which is also the reason this one knocks back and forth.